You guys been asking me to play as Georgia for many months now. This is the moment when I'm gonna do that. 2-3 episodes campaign that I'm planning, but that's not gonna be a normal Georgia campaign that you might have seen. In that campaign, I plan to switch culture at least 2 times and religion 1 time. We're gonna use situations and formables around us to make this campaign big EU5 content, not so boring, just expansion as Georgia. Expansion, yes, but also some shenanigans. Fasten your seatbelts, that's gonna be a hell of a ride. If you're looking to buy any games for spring, you can check eneba.com that offers thousands of games on all the platforms, not only the PC, not only Steam, but also like Xbox, Origins, everything else. A lot of discounts are going on and a lot of cashbacks, so make sure to check deeply to find the game that you're looking for, as it might be simply cheaper than what you normally find. Make sure to use the link in the video description, and let's jump straight to the video. Georgia starts with a God tier ruler, 2 unique country bonuses at the very start with infantry power as well as monthly legitimacy, as well as 2 advances related to the Georgian culture, which gives 25% for defense as well as increased cultural tradition. For culture and religion conversions, I will go for the presence in the country, which will be important for our unique strategy in that campaign. We do start with plenty, and I say plenty of subjects, which is good. I hope, let's see, they do not really have any claims. Looks like some of the subjects are tributaries. This guy is around here in the north. The rest are direct vassals of us. This country over here, though, are in the Ilkhanan with us, which is having a power vacuum. Not really sure how it works, but I'm not a descendant of Borgin, so I guess it doesn't matter. 2 guarantee forms to be chosen, nothing unique for Georgia, I hope yet. Diplorep for reduced antagonist is gonna be of use, as well as loyalty of subjects, because we want to spam a lot of them. Or actually we could go for the progress towards land, because this, together food production prosperity, should be pretty useful in our localization. So let's actually go for this choice. I think this is a unique orthodox privilege for the clergy, which gives reduced icons power modifier, while everything else seems to be vanilla. Let's see if there's any other privileges we'd like to add. As usual, my goal is to get not bad bonuses, but also focus on privileges giving a lot of loyalty, while as little as possible of the influence. So there's nothing for the nobility I want. For courage you can go for the reduced administration. Most of the privileges will be for the burghers though, and we do want production efficiency, development growth, as well as tax efficiency, and that's it. You see that went the nobility loyalty is not so good because of this, so now I'll take a break. And after this is fixed, I'll be able to give privileges to commoners and the tribes. Rival-wise, we can go and choose. They're not a threat. That's not too bad. Well, I want Shirvan and Trabzond. We could probably also wait for, let's leave the third just as someone that rivals us, so I can create a casus belli of them. Hopefully one of these 2 guys rivals us. While the cabinet members, one of them will fix the nobility, just so I don't have to deal with the rebels, while the other guy will be focusing on getting our government power up to 100. Anyone from the... oh yeah, our heir, that's the heir, could be in the cabinet. Let's do that to increase our crown power. Really nothing really to present in advances. I will go for the monthly diplomats coming from the orthodoxy for sure, and the Georgian bonus to infantry power. Institution growth is also important. Diplo capacity with the subjects that I will be creating, and maybe this for now, because by the time I log this, advances will be already going into the Age of Renaissance advances that are more important. That's it for the initial setup. I'm auto-balancing everything except tribes. There's nothing we can tax them from. We spent a lot on the forts, and I don't think all of them are really required. I would for now just really remove the Botbe fort. The other I'll keep for now and just not pay for them. and also not paying too much for the Diplo spending, paying max for the legitimacy to get to a maximum, and just tiny bit for the stability. Let's see how it's gonna rebalance after the month tick, and Trebizond already declared us as a rival. Great for our strategy. I'm gonna already build a spy network on them to get the CB. This guy's also made us the rival. Let's do the same. I'll not build spy network for now because I want to focus on improving relations with our subjects first, especially Shaki, to make sure that they get loyal. Let's look at our proximity. You see, it's not bad. Up here in the north, it's probably not so good because we get into mountains and hills. That flat slash plateau slash hills is making the spread not bad. We also do have a river and absolutely no roads. If you look at the raw materials, definitely that Iron Man here with 30,000 people needs good proximity, which as you see is coming through the river, so I don't have to do anything. What I can do is to build a bylith here to increase the max control, while for the silk mine here we'll need some roads to increase the control. But again, more than that roads, it might be coming from the bylith again. So just look, from here, the road here will cost 140, so almost as much as I do. That's a secondary priority. I'll just invest my first money into, well, the iron. Just maybe do like that, the iron RGO. I don't think I need this land here. So how about we try losing a subject there? Emirati would be way too big. I'll just release something custom. I can't because it's my core. So I could simply give it to this guy here. These terrains are useless for me. See, I also have cores on Jalarids, but they might be a bit too strong for us initially. Oh, I just realized we have 3 forts up in the north. This is like an entry point to our country, which might be helpful in case Cold North comes in. I'm gonna keep them as they are. As Georgia, we are in a patriarchate, and that's actually our own patriarchate, whereas we have a bit of the people from around here. We'll be able to add more people to it. It might be a reason to pay more for the diplomats. And you know, in the future, we'll be able to invest into some of the tenets. But for that, we'll need to stack a bit more of religious power, which is increasing not so slowly. Let's pay a bit more for the diplomat. Compared to our income, it's not that much. And focus now on inviting people to the patriarchate. Mongol expulsion is my first historical event. We could revoke some privileges from the nobility. They are not so bad though, so I would prefer to keep them. But yeah, I think our anyway focus on getting stability and legitimacy. Another one is correspondence with a sultan. In perilous times such as ours, it is often wise to make strong friends out of peers. So I could send a letter to the Egypt, which probably would give me a chance to get an alliance with them, or I could get prestige. Well, let's see. And the Egyptian response is good news, which means that we get an alliance with them. That is a great protection in case of any wars. How's our diplo capacity though? They also take a lot of diplo capacity, but yeah, we have some space. I will already start annexing the Alastani, which will take a while, but this is just next to our capital, so that's the perfect place. Perfect subject to get integrated. I should start building some stuff in Tbilisi already, and I should be simply looking at what would bring me the most of income. So for example, you see the Distillers Guild. I could also just go through that screen. The Distillers Guild is gonna bring me out of profit, but just one building because I need a source in the whole market, right? Now, Gathir King already died. Reminder, he was 81, 89, 80. The air wasn't so good, 30, 63, 69, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Now I can, instead of strengthening the government, focus on getting a bit higher stability. And the guy that was appeasing the estate will instead change societal value towards land. So we can't get it any farther. For now, it seems. It should end by itself in a month tick. Yeah, let's instead maybe push towards belligerent. Yeah, I need like a general trait. That's fine. We'll not be able to really push it more. Well, we'll need to build a sergeantry. This is a first good step to get manpower and an army for our ruler to lead. Instead, we can just for now support the patriarchate. And to make it worse, our ruler just went insane. He's decreasing all of his skills, especially the diplo. First parliament, I will surely use it to get some laws done. And in the distribution of powers, you have Office of the Aristavi. It seems to be kinda unique because you see Head of the Cabinet, Promotion Cost Modifier, Agenda Impact for Nobility, which is huge, Crown Power. I was thinking about changing it, you know, to the standard Crown Power, 33%. But I'll stay with what we have now. It seems like a good rule. Instead, I'm gonna change the Royal Court Customs to get the proximity speed through land. And with another 50% we've got in the parliament, I could get a CB to expand. How about these guys? I'd have to go through Eretnits, which are dead. How about we get CB on Eretnits then? Yeah, let's... it's not 50%. Let's do that. And get CB on Eretnits. So we're gonna go and handle Trabzund and then Eretnits. You see, I'm about to get the CP. These guys are no ally to Byzantines that got their ass kicked by the Ottomans. So gonna go for destroy enemy. And to be honest, I probably don't have to do anything. Look how many troops my... This broke, guys. How many troops my subjects are gonna bring. And to be honest, I'm gonna declare this war as well. For the same reason, my subjects can handle that. Maybe I'm just gonna get the... I don't want actually to get stacks in here because, you know, it will decrease the RGO's output. Just get stacks from peripheries and use them to make sure that the forts are being sieged and not interrupted. And by the way, with this, I should be able to try again to change the associative values towards land. It will push farther because now I've got a ruler being a leader of an army. And I have to rush down this for war because I think Gelarids are fighting Eretnits to get them as a subject again. As usual, just before pissing out, let's make sure that we get even more diplo rep, which is reducing the amount of antagonists we receive to the minimum. That's also a decent amount of money that I can invest into more RGOs. In the last that I took over from Trabzon, there is a silver mine actually. But I wanted to release Trabzon here, but it might not be the best idea having in mind that silver mine. I could instead release a custom subjects in here and core this myself. Let's actually start coring it, integrating it already. For Age of Renaissance bonus, I'm going for Diplo. It's because there is war score cost, there is subjects income, there's improved relations, and there's Diplo rep for even less antagonists. This should help with, you know, our goals to expand a lot. Marches are also pretty good because it's another subject type, so they have a separate pool of liberty desire. Obviously, you can't really annex them, but you have just to choose the right subjects to make them marches. It's a really tricky peace deal with the Eretnits because of the other countries sitting them down, and I might actually wait for these others to peace out before I peace out because I do need this terrains the most. I could also join Order of Chivalry to improve our stats a little bit, which gives me, you know, prestige, meal ability, and diplo rep. Especially the diplo rep is of use. How much of it we already stacked? It's already 12, and that's without the cabinet member. This is the beautiful border where I can take in a peace deal. Oh boy. We do need to keep terrains. Well, I could switch right away, actually, you know, guys. The goal, guys, is to switch to Turkish. And it's enough of the pops in our country to do that right away. It's gonna be a huge pain initially, but long term, that's a must-have. Okay, now I can accept it. And now that it's accepted, we can kill stability and legitimacy to change the primary culture to Turkish. Now, if you give it a month tick, we will be able to change one. Oh my god! One of our guarantee forms. Which one? Let's change the land one. We can change it to become an Anatolia Beylik, which is additional cabinet seat, non-culture levy size. I just had to start doing it, and you see I got the Rise of Georgia, which gives me a modifier, Leader of the Turks, 25% speed of integration, monthly control 5%, cultural tradition, possible guarantee forms, and diplomatic capacity. Now I have access to all of this, which is great. I will start with releasing subjects in here. Now I will start with pressing the claims. I don't have much of a choice, do I? I actually have plenty. Before I release subjects, so I could create a claim on these guys. Yeah, I should easily be able to defeat them. Let's place claims. Now I can go ahead and release subjects in these lands. There's no historical subjects, so I have to use custom. Also not many vassals because there's no characters in my country. Just use these two. The rest are gonna be fiefdoms. And I'm gonna feed these guys with additional lands. But not all the lands, because to create a casus belli on a nation through the interaction, you need to border them. So I'm gonna keep this one location to do that. I've actually raised a subject here up north. Now that's perfect, this is recorded by myself. What I'm also considering is to change my religion to Sunni. It is because I will be expanding solely into Sunni lands, right? And this is gonna be problematic, antagonism-wise. So what I will do, I will first focus on fixing my stability a little bit. Once it will be reaching 0, that's when I will change the religion, because that takes 50 stability and you cannot declare wars when you're at minus 50. I'm taxing shit from the states because of low stability, plus my crown power is shit. So let's make sure to actually create a camp flower stack, for which I will take a loan, because I'll be able to put my ruler as a general on it. Look, I will go from 12% crown power to 16%. And looks like Ottomans became stronger than us by 0.02. And might get even stronger by getting these guys. I just need to fix my economy. Right now it's the main thing that is impacting that, which is obviously coming from me having shitty stability. And we are first again. That's gonna keep changing every month until we get stronger. At least I can change another law, and I'll go for increased speed of integration. We started getting succession crisis, but in a month the our legitimacy will be beyond 50, which will stop it. Anyway, we can start taking advances in Age of Renaissance, and please give me something on the stability or like loyalty of the states. How about we go for the Turkish culture advance for the monthly prestige and speed of integration. Also Diplo rep here, improve relations as well as war score cost and subjects income, and then city and town right cost and icon power modifier. Well, maybe not this, because I plan to switch to Sunni. This dynamic historical event allows me to get much more control in locations in ex-Emirati, not so many of them, it's like what? Less than 2 provinces. We could get a gravel road from Kutaisi. That's actually very convincing. Although I've built some roads already, so it's not that much. And it gets me towards centralization, which I don't need because I'm playing with the subjects. So I'm actually gonna go for the second option, which is more stability, and going more towards decentralization to get the subjects loyal. I also did get from historical event claims on a province on No. Yes, claims on a province from Shirvan for 10 years. I might actually declare it. No, I think I'm first gonna change my religion. You see, it's -6 stability. So that's a perfect moment to change to Sunnism, which by default gives all of this. But most important is gonna be less AE in this region. Oh boy. And I can do multiple marriages now as well, right? Since soon I have to fix the stability though to declare any more wars and fix our economy. You see, we obviously immediately went negative with the balance, but that was expected. If I fully next caravans, it's tiny bit too much. If you take a look at the AE, so I might actually not take some of these few locations. I think I'll end up taking this, but I have to improve relations with Kandarids and Ottomans, at least. Let me start improving with these guys. Spend a tiny bit more on Diplo since I got money from the peace deals. I'm gonna also improve with the Kandarids. I should give some privileges to Zimi, as these guys will bring me money, especially back in homeland. And this is an event to switch to Catholic. No, I just switched Sony. Why would I switch Catholic? We really want to take back the Rise of the Turks lead, because remember, this also gives you all the events, like integration events. Really need it. This is really weird looking Anatolia now. I'll help you out, right? To show you it a bit better. Let's change this setting. That's now clear, right? This is what we conquered as Georgia. And since we changed religion, the antagonism is not that bad. I would have as much antagonism with 0 conquests from just being a different religion. See, this is what I'm talking about. A powerful neighbor. I could become a tributary of Chbanids? What? They have less army than us. No, more and more events. Since we got that silver mine here, I've got the Mint of Elegir, which gives me laborers there and modifier for raw materials output. I'll take a loan. Well, that's absolutely worth it. We gotta get some control here, because for now it's just wealth for our estates. Yeah, low satisfaction, not integrated. Well, the only thing I can do is build a bailiff, but I don't have money for a bailiff. This subject's finally annexed. You see, I have that's the update. It's not gonna be that good of proximity. But see, it is a decent proximity, and we've got these locations, most of these locations as cores. With fixed stability, it's still negative, so can be better. We are fixing our economy, so there's the positive balance now. For example, I can start paying for the food again. And looks like I can finally start playing around with some marriages. Wait, do I have to change the law? I have to change that law in the next parliament, because it's a monogamous marriage. No, we have to go to polygamy to get more characters. Did I say something about fixing stability? A solar eclipse of 1357, which gives us progress towards innovative, amazing, but -20 stability. Since we switched the religion and culture, obviously there's our homeland, the full homeland, going rogue, so my capital moves to Trebizond. The only thing that I have to try doing now is to make sure that my subjects attach, because these guys have 3000 of army. While this is happening, I can change some laws. For example, Ikta gives me a nice choice, to be honest, but losing estate satisfaction is not something that I want, same as tax efficiency, so I'm just gonna go for the max RGO size. And for legal code, yeah, estate satisfaction equilibrium is for sure what we want. Anyway, killing the army and getting some non-fort locations is enough to piece this out, but still a massive pain. Did we lose all the control? At least this is unchanged. Oh yeah, my capital has to move back to Georgia. Is it moving back to Georgia? Why is it trap zoned? I got fucked. I never agreed to this. I don't have money to move it back to the police. I was so fucked. Honestly, I have to take loans. It is worth it. We cannot be so, like, our whole economy would be fucked if that happened. Give me Tbilisi back. I lied, they fucked my autonomy as well. But at least, no, not at least. Yeah, we have to move the car autonomy, and because of that we also lost the position of the turret. I hate this. Like, Chobanis have an internal war which you can intervene in it. Getting claims on them. And honestly, 5,000. Yeah, let's wait for her levies to recover. Let's make sure that the parliament, the percentage is Tbilisi, that the parliament is changing a law to give me not even polygamy, nikah access, so I can actually give multiple wives to my heir. We keep expanding and see it's not that much AE, which would be an insane AE if we obviously did not switch our religion, but that's what we love, making sure that I get all the money possible. Good borders, especially look at the diplomatic map mode. I'm just hoping to, it is an issue. Like, Ottomans are growing too strong. This is what I'm talking about. Look at all the taxes and how much I'm getting from Zimi. This is a call, you know, Zimi is pretty much all the Orthodox, right? We need to give them another privilege to make sure we take all the advantage. This is actually an easy taxing. They have little control, little of influence, and so their max tax is not so bad, and I can make them happy by just giving them privileges. Actually, it's 17%. But I should be able to give them one more little privilege. So now you see I'm taxing them maximum 14 ducats a month, which makes our balance not so bad. Once we get our legitimacy to max, it's gonna be 10 balance. So we're getting back to the situation from before I switched my culture and religion. Look, we really need control in that location here. And the silver mine is 46 wealth here. I think we should save money, my friends. My dear friends, we should save money on getting a local governor in Trebizond. This is a city, just one of the two I have, and we'll be able to spread the proximity nicely via navy and just that for now. But this is definitely a good choice. Oh, but to build it, we need a road. How far away? We are not so far away from that. We have to connect this two and then connect here, right? We need this connection. 400. And I can't because it's an enemy. Ideally we conquer them as well. Yeah, I will definitely need a governor. Before that, we just build a bailiff here. This is one of the strongest parliament debates that you can get. Balance the budget, just because you have debt. It gives monthly inflation, bank interest reduced. It also decreases our loan sizes and decrease our inflation. So, just have to make sure we can do this. What I can do now for a while, increase our economy a little bit with max minting, with no inflation coming. Since we changed culture, we have some H1 to be taken. Look, nomadic legacy for rural disease resistance. Just Uchbei, which I don't plan to use. Oh boy, we are bordering the Timurids, and this is no joke. They have 15,000 cavalry. That's one campaign when they expanded to Persia. That's the campaign when I'm playing there. We also got a gold mine here, which I'm in the middle of coring. This has 5 of base tax. This, even though I just have 17 of control, this has, my friends, 8 of base tax. I'm really barely behind the Ottomans in the Rise of the Turks ranking, but now that I declared on them, they don't have any subjects. So me, All my subjects should have more troops than they are having, even though they have a lot. Ottomans! What Ottomans, my friends? Ottomans. Georgia. Oh my god, this is the most Persia expanding Timurs I've seen in my 1000 hours of gameplay in U4. At least I have a bigger, same base as they do. Yeah, I have slightly bigger. Look, that looks much better. We are getting there, and give it a month. I'm pretty sure Ottomans will not stay as number one on that list. Rise of Georgia. Maybe I finally keep that country for longer. Do you see what I'm seeing? What is this Timur doing? I actually am invited to the coalition. If I'm bold enough, guys, I can use that coalition to fully annex whole Persia from them. Still 4,000 of cav they having, so they will destroy me 1v1. But I've got the other coalition members and my own subjects. Anyway, I'm scaling super fast. You see, this is already our balance. This is our base tax, and we are about to finish a road. Fortunately, a road through subject does not count, so you have to go around the subject. A road to Trebizond, which is perfect, right? This is a market. This is a city. I'm building also a town next by. We've got an iron mine next by. We've got silver mine next by. And we'll be able to spread proximity through navy, ideally both here and here, to make it all look good. I'm also urbanizing my lands in here and in here. Sipoti already became a town. We need to follow this all up with wharves and towns. You know what, guys? YOLO. Just look, they have no absolute proximity to control these locations. And remember, guys, coalition CP, guys, it's minus 75%. That's literally the whole Persia I'll be able to take if I occupy it. That might be a bit too much of antagonism, and I might not have enough of diplo capacity to vassalize all this, but I have to try it. Let's make sure that my subjects are supportive, and we rally the levies here on the south. So technically, we're talking about 80,000 of armies versus 4,000. Keep in mind, it's 4,000 of Timurid, all half. So I'm not so sure we can win it. Their defensiveness is shit. Since they are so much towards offensive, their defense is shit. Look how fast this forts, like the sieges are going. This is an easy war. Oh guys, one of our sons is a prodigy. Let's make sure he has the best education. And let's make sure we change our succession law, where I'll be able to get the favored son succession. Again, bye-bye stability and legitimacy for the third time in this campaign, but that's long-term worth it to get the prodigy heirs. But let's wait for this guy to live until he's 15, because he might die before that. Actually, this war is much simpler than I thought, just before, because of the quantity difference. Look, I can take that much for 30 war score, and not so much antagonism. Look, it's just Jalaririt and Gurgan that would care about it. I will not take more. This is what I'm taking. Persia will be ours. Yeah, of course our influence grows. How was the antagonism? See, these guys don't care. These guys care a little bit. These guys care a lot. It's absolutely fine. We're actually up to 250 locations now. We have to release a bunch of subjects here. Remember, I want to form Persia, but that's in the second half of this campaign. Oh boy. Oh boy. Who do we release here? Well, there are plenty of historical guys here. Maybe not in Jews. These guys are too big. But all the smaller ones, or mid-sized ones, I can release. Okay, this is much better now. How much over the relations limit will be? Just on the limit, because we also have the coalition. And since I am the Ottoman, I'm getting the integration events. Like, for example, the integration of Tabriz, just here in Persia. And here's the local governor finally in Trebizond. So the control here will go up to 73. Silver mine, my friends, is gonna have 66 of control. Visit our mountains here, so it's not that good. We now need to get some maritime presence. Never mind, guys. Our lord died before the prodigy got anywhere close to be old enough. He was still like 7. That's gonna be a tricky war. I had to declare on the Ottomans because I want to finally become the biggest Turkish country, so I can start improving or decreasing opinion of the other cultures, especially other cultures of us, like Georgian culture. Today take also my culture's capacity. But they were in a coalition, so I have to fight also Jalarids and Gurkhan horde. I'll let the subjects try handling this front line, while myself I'll try defending here. There's another Timurid coalition happening, but I don't think I need anything else from them. They are gonna lose this to the new horde created in the south. So I will skip that one. And I'll use that war to actually get some conquest from both Gurkhan and Jalarids. Gurkhan here and Jalarids all here to fix the borders. Antagonists at this point doesn't really matter. Oh, and since I have enough locations, I got the Balkan Wars, which allows me to use the Turkish CB on the Balkan nations. Well, let's see if we'll get that far. With steady road adjustments, you see our proximity in the homeland is getting really good. So finally, now that we have the most Turkish, guys, I can ask to improve opinion, and I think there is some choice. Because we could also think about the cultures in Persia already. Well, actually there's none to choose from yet. Yeah, so just gonna focus on Georgian. Look how nice it is now. I just have to clear Iraq and Armenian here. And we're gonna have really good borders. Obviously then there's also Anatolia, but I'm not rushing anything to make sure to release some subjects in these newly conquered lands. And that's why it's so good to have so many subjects. Look how many CBs they're creating from you. You want to attack Timurids? Go. You want to attack it in this green, guys? Go, we've got to take a CB. You've got to go after Egypt? Yes. Ottomans? Yes. Anything you want, even Sarhanids. And what's even better, I'm just gonna lay back and let the subjects do everything from me. Look that we are already airing. That's gonna be a problem in 100 years. Once they start building standing armies, I'm gonna be fucked by their quantity, but that's why you have to quickly start annexing all the subjects. I'm earning 50 ducats already from them. I'm obviously paying 30 to maintain the diplomats and everything, but that's a good balance. We're also hitting 300 base tax. I'm pretty sure this is the last action I will take today. Peace deal on Jalarids to fully annex them, which lets me take over all their subjects. Just look at this beautiful Georgia. We have 400 base tax, probably gonna be lower. This is our proximity. We are steadily working on that, same as for our control. All good, guys, and we are on a good path to, first of all, finish the rise of the Ottomans, rise of the Georgians situation, and then switch our culture yet again to form Persia. But that will happen in part 2 of this series. For today, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this channel to get notified about part 2, and I'm gonna see you soon.